Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video today. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Laura. I make various kind of videos here on my channel, anywhere from cleaning to motivational videos to my current more motherhood style videos, because I am currently when I'm filming this, I'm 31 weeks and 6 days, soon to be 32 weeks pregnant. So this is going to be my 32-week update. I know it's been a little bit since I've updated you guys, so I'm going to go through everything from information about baby and things about symptoms and then my care. If you like these styles of videos, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. If you haven't already, leave a comment down below of any videos you would like to see in the coming future. Baby will be here next month already. It's quite surreal and kind of scary to think about, but next month, late next month, my due date is August 31st. So I still have the nursery to get together, some things to get tidied up around the house definitely, so you might get a few more cleaning videos in there. I haven't had a baby shower yet, but I can always do a kind of like a haul from my baby shower and kind of show you what I got and some things that were on my registry from there. I will take you all the way up to when baby is born and how we are just kind of preparing for his arrival. So without further ado, let's get into this. So first I will talk a little bit more about baby. I use two apps, both the What to Expect app as well as the Pregnancy Plus app. I like them both pretty much equally. For the most part, the information is pretty similar between the two apps. Just some apps give you different information than others because there's so much information, so I just like getting the comparison between the two. But I'm going to be reading off of my phone, off of the What to Expect app, and kind of how big baby is and how baby is doing this week. So baby is weighing in at a little bit over 3+ pounds and measuring about 16 inches long. Kind of as a baby size comparison, baby is about as big as a coconut, and this app is really cool because it can give you different comparisons. It can give you fruit, movie props, as well as kind of like 80s or 90s nostalgia. So the fruit was as big as a coconut, or I like this one too. It's as big as this crystal ball from Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, as well as big as a fanny pack. Now some of these are obviously subjective, but I just think that is absolutely crazy. Like as big as a coconut, and those have some weight to it as well. So baby is growing very, very quickly, and I have 9 or about 8 weeks to go actually, starting tomorrow. The day that you see this, I will be 32 weeks and I will only have 8 weeks. Oh my gosh, that is just crazy. Baby is putting in longer stretches of sleep, as well as their brain is working in overtime these days, developing faster and faster. Connections between individual nerve cells are being made at super fast rate, and now he's able to process information, tracking light and perceiving signals from all 5 senses. That's crazy at being just about 32 weeks pregnant. I mean, just being able to perceive light from the outside world, and I know he can hear my voice right now, which is kind of cool. And it's just crazy, like all 5 senses are already there and his brain is developing, and it's kind of crazy to think about. It also says that baby is busy making faces, hiccuping, swallowing, breathing, and pedaling with their little hands and feet, and even sucking his thumb, which I think that is so cute. Now to get a little bit more into my symptoms. So a symptom that has been following me along almost this entire pregnancy is just tiredness. This also has to do with my trouble sleeping. I've had trouble sleeping and have insomnia since before I was pregnant, so this has just elevated that a little bit more. And obviously you're growing a little human inside of you, so you're going to be a little bit extra tired, and I am definitely feeling that. Part of this tiredness is just feeling that I can't do as much anymore that I could obviously before I was pregnant. So I'm just having to try to slow down a little bit, which is kind of hard for me to do because I do like to be active and on my feet, but I am really noticing that I just have to slow down a little bit. And like I said, I just can't do as much as I could before, so I'm trying to really ask for help when I need it. We did just go camping the other weekend, and I knew by the end of that weekend, we camped Thursday to Monday, and by Monday I was just ready to go home. I was so tired, and then I was also just, my feet were incredibly sore, which brings me into my next symptom. Is actually a little bit of swelling. So with the increased blood supply that you're getting during your pregnancy, Swelling is actually pretty common of both your hands and your feet mainly. And I haven't really been experiencing this, but lately, especially within these past, I would say about 2 weeks or so, I could tell that my feet have been swelling just a little bit, to the point of if I take my shoes off for a little bit and I put them back on, I can feel that they are just a little bit tighter. Another symptom that I'm experiencing is shortness of breath. Just kind of sitting here talking, I can feel myself getting a little bit out of breath. I'm okay for now. It's not, my shortness of breath isn't getting too bad, but I can tell, especially when I'm doing probably more than I should and cleaning a little bit more around the house and going up and down my stairs, I do get the shortness of breath. I know just yesterday I went up and down the stairs maybe about 3 times and I was done. I didn't want to do it anymore. I had such short breath, it felt like I just ran a mile or something like that. So shortness of breath is really getting along with me, which makes sense because baby is taking up a lot of room, and he's only going to take up more room as the time comes on. Another symptom that I'm experiencing is just in general being a little bit uncomfortable. Like I said, baby is obviously getting a lot bigger right now, and I'm starting to feel it at the top of my stomach up here. I can sometimes feel, I don't know if it's his head or his butt, but something just jammed up underneath my ribs, and it's just making sitting especially be a little bit more uncomfortable. Because if I'm not sitting straight up with proper posture or anything like that, I do definitely feel him in my ribs. So I am trying to make sure to sit straighter up when I can. And something that I realized lately that is kind of helping a little bit is just a little bit more lumbar support. So I'll put a pillow behind my back when I'm sitting, and it just kind of takes the pressure off of my front side and makes it feel a little bit more comfortable. Also, with the uncomfortableness, baby's kicks are getting a lot stronger, obviously, as he's getting a little bit bigger and developing those motor skills and coordination a little bit. I can definitely feel his kicks a lot more. And one of them actually the other day was so strong, I actually said like ow out loud. It was right up there by my ribs where I said all the uncomfortableness is happening. So I can only imagine that feeling and those kicks are going to get a lot stronger. I swear my husband is convinced he's going to be a soccer player, and he probably will be. Another symptom that I'm experiencing might be tied into the tiredness a little bit, but it's just a general feeling of being unmotivated. Like I said, I'm either tired and just don't want to do something, or I know it has to get done, but I just don't feel like doing it right now. The nesting hasn't really hit me quite yet, although it is going on in my brain a little bit more, and I'm thinking to myself, I gotta get these things done. I need to work on this, or me and my husband need to do this. We need to get this done. There's so many things that need to get done, I feel like. But the nesting hasn't really hit me yet because I've just been feeling very unmotivated. So it's a little bit hard to kind of combat to actually want to be able to do things. But I do definitely try to get some things done at least little by little each day. I'm trying to do about like at least 1 or 2 house chores a day or something off of my to-do list, so that way it doesn't just all pile up by the weekend. Also with that, what I'm trying to do is if I think of something to do, I give myself maybe 5 minutes tops to just continue just sitting there and doing nothing. I'm like, okay, now I need to do this. My 5 minutes are up. My little bit of time of just browsing on my phone, continuing watching TV, that time is up. I gotta get up and get this done, or else I'm just never going to do it. And that kind of mindset has been really helping me lately. Just with when you think of something, give yourself a few extra minutes to just kind of transition from one thing to the other, and then just get that thing done. And like I said, I've been able to get a couple of house chores done just with that mindset right there. So maybe that's a tip for you as well. One of my last symptoms that is just comes as pregnancy comes on is just frequent trips to the bathroom. It doesn't matter if I just went to the bathroom, it could be 15 minutes later and I have to go to the bathroom again. Another symptom that I've been experiencing probably just within this last week or so, maybe even less than a week, is a feeling of just having an upset stomach, especially after I have eaten something. It doesn't matter what I necessarily have to eat, it's usually after a bigger meal, like after breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Usually lunch or dinner after I eat something like that, or if it's a little bit of a bigger snack, I get the feeling of just an upset stomach. That's something I haven't really dealt with before, so that is a new experience with this pregnancy for me. The first trimester, as if you watch my other videos, it really was pretty easy for me. I didn't have any morning sickness, nausea, upset stomach, or anything like that, but it is definitely starting to come back. So maybe trying to eat littler meals or just trying to fix what I'm eating a little bit to make it a little bit more balanced might be able to help. But that is something that I am also experiencing. Symptoms that I'm not experiencing, and I really haven't experienced this entire pregnancy, is I don't really have any cravings or food aversions anymore, or really at all. I haven't experienced any Braxton Hicks contractions, which I know can usually come on around now or a little bit later, especially in first-time pregnancies, but I haven't experienced any of those. And I haven't been experiencing any of that round ligament pain since the last time that I explained in my video where I was experiencing that pain, but that pain has not yet come back. And I say not yet come back because it probably will as baby gets bigger and as he gets a little bit lower and just presses on a little bit more of those nerves. But I am very grateful to not have experienced any of those, but as I'm sure they will come back eventually. Last thing I'm going to go into for this video is just a little bit more about my care. I haven't really said much about my care before, but I just wanted to go just a little bit into it in case anyone out there was interested. So at the place where I am going, at the hospital that I'm going to, they are allowing one visitor to be with you, even at any appointments, at all your ultrasounds appointments. You are now allowed to have one visitor. This has been in place probably for about 2 to 3 months. One visitor has been allowed. Before that it was no visitors for a while, and before that, before I got pregnant and when I was still there, it was no visitors. So it's been going back and forth, but as of right now, and I'm hoping this is how it stays, we are allowed to have one visitor. So that really makes me happy that he will be able to be there at any appointments that I may need. And obviously that we won't have any trouble with him being there during delivery. I did ask about the masking mandates because they are still required. Me myself, I won't have to be wearing one while in active labor, which I am very grateful for because I'm not sure how I would have been able to do that. My husband will have to wear one when someone else is in the room, but when it's just me and my husband, he should be okay to just have his mask off, which I'm grateful for as well. Hospitals here in Pennsylvania are still under very strict protocol as far as the masking mandate goes, and it's just something that we have to live with, and we don't really have any problems with it at all. Something that makes it a little bit more difficult is that they're not doing any like in-person tours of the hospital like I was kind of hoping to kind of just see everything in this hospital. I've never stayed in a hospital in general before, so this would be my first, I believe, overnight stay at a hospital or extended time there. So I was kind of looking forward to actually going there and looking around the labor and delivery ward, but they are not doing any in-person tours right now. It is all virtual online. They have classes online, I believe, as well, which I'm very grateful for because it's actually not the closest to us. It is probably about 40-45 minutes away, so I can at least see what it looks like through that online presentation. My care is primarily made up of a midwife, and I usually see one midwife, but something that's been happening is, and I've seen probably about 2 or 3 different people now. Everything's sorted out. It was kind of frustrating at first because I like to see one person each and every time because I feel like you kind of grow that connection with that one provider, and they kind of know how you are, you know how they are, and they kind of know your backstory and what you've been experiencing all along. So there was a little bit of a midwife mix-up, I like to call it, but that's all settled out for now. I don't really see a big difference, at least between the midwife care and the doctor care. I saw a doctor all the way up to becoming pregnant and then switched over to the midwife department. They were very kind to me. I haven't really had a problem with either of them, with either seeing a doctor or a midwife, but I am happy in general that I am seeing a midwife right now, just because they might be able to give a little bit more alternatives than just your traditional medical practice as a doctor would. But I am very grateful to be at a hospital that has a great team of doctors with a really good NICU right there, so if anything that would happen to go wrong, everything is good to go, and that makes me feel very safe and secure. Everything is going pretty good as far as my care goes and how I am doing. I'm down to having my appointments every 2 weeks now, which is kind of crazy. We're really gearing up towards the end, and has this pregnancy has been really smooth sailing along the way. I have had a little hiccup here and there with getting tested with the glucose test. I took the 1 hour one and they did find that my levels were a bit elevated, a little bit higher than the normal range. I think it was about 8 or 9 points above the normal range, so I did have to go back and take the 3-hour fasting test, and those results did come back negative. So I am not at risk for gestational diabetes, which is a really big relief for me because that was kind of a scare. And for that reason, I'm really glad that my husband was able to be there with me for both tests, just in case something went wrong, and with the blood work. Just having that support system there was very crucial to me, and I'm very happy that he was able to be there with me. One other thing that I'm kind of experiencing right now, as far as like I'm going to bring up to my care goes, is just my blood pressure. At my last visit, my blood pressure was a little bit low. I believe it was about 88/64 or something like that, so it is kind of low. My blood pressure usually isn't very high to begin with, but this was definitely low, to the point where the nurse did ask me what my normal blood pressure was, just to make sure I was feeling okay, if I was lightheaded, if I was tired. And I wasn't at that point, but since then I've been kind of monitoring a little bit more. I have been experiencing headaches a little bit more recently, as well as just that tiredness, that symptom coming back. So I'm wondering if maybe that is linked to that low blood pressure. But it's definitely something I'm going to be bringing up at my appointment at the end of this week. It's just kind of getting a little bit more insight about that low blood pressure and what I need to do to kind of help with that. Alright, you guys, so that is everything I have for this video. I'm going to go back downstairs, get myself a drink of water because my throat is so dry, and just probably rest after this because I am getting out of breath from talking from this long. And also I just want to get this video edited and uploaded for you guys, because I know I've been very sporadic about my uploads and I haven't been doing very many of them, but I hope to get back into it. Like I said, please leave your suggestions down in the comments below so that I know what you are looking forward to seeing from me. If you have any ideas, suggestions, comments, anything like that, I'd love to hear from you. So like I said,
one eternity later.
And because my dog is freaking out because there's someone that is like right outside our driveway parking us in. So I gotta go check on that and see what's going on there. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not already, leave a comment down below of anything you would like to see from me, and I will catch you all in my next video. Bye guys.